morning. Welcome to the Future Successors podcast, where the future is now. My name is Madison Zovich, and today I'm here with
Maya Ford, and we have the pleasure of being here with Mr. Marquis Maffett. Clap it up for him. Okay, so in doing our research on you, we saw that you were labeled as a basketball operations assistant, but I know you do more. So can you explain to me what you do?
I ain't gonna lie, I kind of do a lot.
Okay.
So, I'm like a video coordinator, assistant coach, and a player development coach.
Okay.
So, I wear like a lot of different hats.
What's your favorite hat?
My favorite? Probably right now, player development, but coaching was fun. So,
why?
Player development is my favorite?
Mm-hmm.
I just like working with the guys and watching them like get better at basketball. I get like a lot of fulfillment out of that.
Okay, great. So, in doing our research, we learned that you went to Georgia State for sports administration. How has it contributed to where you are today?
It taught me how to network. It taught me how to like speak to people. It taught me how like working in sports is like not always guaranteed. So it's like you gotta work real hard to be successful. I learned a lot of that at Georgia State. So.
Great.
All right, so we do know that you had an internship as a scout and video coordinator with BTL, like a little internship. So how did that help you navigate building relationships and getting to where you are in OTE?
Really, it was just like, I guess my boss, like James Williams, he emphasized like a part of sports is building relationships, and like I went out and scouted and like built relationships with players and talked to parents and talked to organizers, and basically he taught me that like, you know, just because you're like good at one thing doesn't mean that you're gonna be successful at it. You gotta be able to like get your name out there and like get people to recognize what you do.
All right.
So, what is your definition of success?
My definition of success is probably like, you know, what level you make it to. So like, if I wanted to make it to the NBA, but I'm not at the NBA yet, then maybe I'm not successful. But if I wanted to work in grassroots, and I work in grassroots, then I'm successful. So it's like, how you measure success is kind of how I define it.
Okay. You don't work at one of, I would say, more traditional like roles in sports. Most people, when they get out of school, they either go work for high school or for college. You work for OTE. OTE is something new to the game. How do you feel like this field is going to do something for sports? Like, do you think it's going to be better, or do you think it's going to take it in a different direction?
Personally, I think it's going to take it in a different direction. I think it's going to, we're trying to revolutionize youth basketball. I think it's like kind of stagnant right now. And so like we kind of follow more of a European model where it's like more basketball, a little bit less school. But we also understand that like academics are important, and we just try to strive for them to accomplish as much as they can with academics, but they came here for basketball. So our job is to make sure they're successful in basketball.
All right. More specifically, how do you see your role evolving?
I don't know. Like, I think it's evolved a lot since I've been here. So, like, I haven't really saw a role past what I'm doing. I'm doing like 3 different things already. So, if it does keep evolving, then I guess it'd be like the head coach or something. But outside of that, it's like I'm already doing like so many different things.
Okay, so here y'all work with a lot of different ages. So yeah, like y'all like 14, 15, like freshmen, all the way to like your seniors, like 18, 17. So how do you deal with coaching people who they're not really on the same team, but those different demographics, those different, what is it called? Personalities and like age ranges. How do you deal with that?
I mean, to be honest, it's kind of just like high school. Like, you got 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, that like 14-year-olds. You got 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds that are mature and know how to carry themselves. Like, they all got their own little personalities and how they act. So it's like learning how to make them mesh together versus like putting them in a box.
Yeah, makes sense. What relationships would you say have helped you along the way?
My relationship with James Williams from Between Law Sports. My relationship with James Jenkins from my old job. I used to work at a shoe store. Like, talking to him about sports every day. Like, he kind of just is like a safe haven. Like, because I was like the only dude working with him at one point. and it was like all our whole staff was girls. So it's like I got to like we got real close, and my relationships here, like with the coaches, like all the player development staff, the business, and content. Like I feel like I have a lot of good relationships with everybody. So like pretty much this whole building.
Okay. So you went to college for sports administration. Was that always what you wanted to do in sports? Did you want to do something else? Or did you always want to be behind the scenes?
I ain't gonna lie, I was like kind of like a video game nerd.
Okay.
So I always used to think I was gonna do something with video games,
Mm.
but I wasn't trying to like code and stuff like that. So I didn't want a degree in coding or like what's it called?
Computer science?
Graphic design.
Yeah, computer science. I didn't want to do computer science. I was like, let me just try something like sports administration and turn into this.
It's stuck. That's good. Okay, so what's a moment of like resilience? Like, I know for me, like coming out of high school, like COVID was my moment of resilience. It was like, dang, I ain't know nobody. I'm going to a new high school. It's a new setup. Like, I really had to get up on my grind. And when I graduated, I was like, dang, like, I just came from like literally nothing in the world was possible, and I graduated and made it possible. So, what was your moment of resilience?
Probably similar to that. Like right after I graduated college from Georgia State, I was at home like, all right, what am I gonna do? Like, I was still doing my internship, but I wasn't making no money.
Okay.
I was still at my shoe store, so I was like, I gotta make some shape. And luckily, like OTE was just started building. It was the first year of it, and I applied for a position and they gave it to me. So it was really just a blessing because I know some people still trying to like fight to get in the door. And luckily, I got through the door.
I know that's right. What would you say is the extra sauce behind hard work? Like what goes hand in hand with hard work to achieve what you do now?
What goes hand in hand? Probably toughness.
Yeah.
Because just because you work hard, I mean, like, something's gonna happen. Like, you gotta be able to withstand the good and the bad. So, if you ain't tough, you ain't gonna make it.
Would you say the same applies to players?
Oh, for sure, 100%. I think with them, it's mental toughness versus like physical toughness. Because they know they are like kind of decelerated in terms of how good they are. So, for them, it's like getting their mental right.
What's one thing that you do? Because you said you like player development. What's one thing that you do to make those personal connections with your players to like really be able to help them and push them further?
Just being a positive reinforcement. Like, they get yelled at all the time. So it's like, you know, I try to be that one guy in the ear that's like, no, you got this. Like, I got your back. You good. Hey, you miss a shot, you'll make the next one. Stuff like that.
All right. Okay, so we have a quick question. You know, we kind of differ on this question. I have one answer. She has another one.
Okay.
Would you rather fly or freeze time?
That's a good one. Probably fly.
Thank you.
Why?
Thank you.
Because then I can go wherever I want. Freezing time, I feel like it's only there in the moment.
Oh.
Okay.
Like I only get the effect what's around me. Versus flying, I'll be here one day and I go somewhere the next day.
Makes sense.
Great man.
Okay, but I wouldn't want to be flying and it's raining outside.
Okay, but I can get there quicker than having to freeze the time and then come back.
No, but sometimes I want to be in the moment.
No, imagine freezing the time because you don't want to get wet, and then you unfreeze the time and it's still raining. It defeats the purpose.
It does.
It defeats the
Unless
purpose.
like I freeze time and then go inside.
Okay, but from my perspective is imagine that you're somewhere and you're having like a great time and you're like, I just want this to keep going. Like I'm not ready for it to end. Of course,
Cameras.
no, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Yes, it is. Okay, you work with players all the time. What's one, even because OT's did some new stuff with women, what's one female player that you say we should look out for, and what's the one male player you say we should look out for?
Female, I want to say her name's Kalina Smith.
Okay.
She's like, I don't know if she's number one in her class, but she's like a really nice
2027?
I think so.
Yes.
Like, she's really young and she's real good. Like she's like real good.
I saw her last night. She broke ankles.
Yeah.
It was real bad.
Definitely be on the lookout for Kalina Smith. And then I think Smith's her last name. I could correct me if I'm wrong. But, and then male player to look out for. Probably, I would say Parker Robinson.
Okay.
Because when Parker first got here, he was like unknown. Like nobody really knew him. And he just had a big summer, got like 10 offers. He still got 2 years left of high school basketball. So by the time he's done, he might be a high level D1 guy.
You don't look out?
Oh yeah, I'm looking out. Okay, kind of have one more question. You said that you worked at a sneaker store, so did I in high school. So this is kind of, what's your preference, Jordans or Yeezys?
Oh, Jordan's easy.
What's your preference? Jordan.
Jordan's easy.
What number
Flat
Jordans?
shoe.
What number Jordans? I feel like that also makes a
Number,
difference.
my favorite number, probably 12s.
Okay, my favorite number will be 4s.
Fords, for sure.
I had a couple pair of 4s, but I got one pair now and I sold the first pair.
I don't know. I feel like you can only wear Fords for so long.
Yeah, I heard bad
Yeah.
things about 4s.
Yeah.
Like, they're uncomfortable.
They are comfortable, but Yeezys, like, oh my gosh, my feet just feel like I'm walking on clouds.
Because the designs on Yeezys they're just, I like Yeezy 500s, but outside of that, I don't really like no other Yeezys. Like the design, they kind of just look like house shoes.
I can agree with that. Sorry. But it was a pleasure having you again.
Yes, thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you. Great questions, by the way.
Thank you.
That's all right.